Welcome to Risk Management Fast Break. This is a quiz that will test you on the basics of risk management in a few minutes. It's extremely fast paced, so let's begin. Here's your first question. During a hybrid project, the team identifies a risk that a key component may not meet quality standards, potentially delaying delivery. The team proposes to work with an experienced external consultant to ensure that quality standards are met. What risk response strategy is being applied? I'll give you a few minutes. All right, let's move on and take a look at the options. So the key thing is it says the team proposes to work with an experienced consultant to ensure the quality standards are met. Note that the risk has not been transferred to the party who you're working with. It says proposes to work with an experienced external consultant. So you are working with these people, right? And the reason why you're working with them is to better the chances of the risk component meeting quality standards. So, with that in mind, it is not a void. You're not avoiding the risk and you're not accepting it. You are doing something about it. So, it's not accept. You're left with two choices: transfer, which means outrightly giving the third party the responsibility, or mitigate, reducing the probability of that risk occurring. And it is not transfer, my friends, because you are working with an experienced external consultant to ensure the quality standards are met. There's a risk that they may not be met, but the risk is minimized. Okay? So, with that, the best answer is mitigate. Let's take a look at the rationale. Bringing in an external consultant is a mitigation strategy to reduce the likelihood or impact of the risk. Transfer would involve shifting the responsibility to a third party like insurance, and that's not the case here. Accept implies no action, and that's not the case in this scenario. And avoid would mean eliminating the risk entirely, such as changing the project scope. So when you hear the word external, it does not always mean that that is transfer. All right, let's move on to our next question. A project's budget includes funds specifically allocated for unforeseen risks. Midway through the project, a critical risk materializes, requiring the use of these funds. Which concept is being utilized? I'll give you some seconds to think about it. Okay, well, let's take a look at the answer. So again, we'll use the process of elimination. There's a definition for this in the world of project management, and the definition is very straightforward. As a result of you needing to ask for permission for the use of funds, you need management's involvement. So the best answer here is not contingency reserve or risk register or risk report. The concept being utilized is management reserve. Management reserves are for unforeseen risks. I know some of you have come across that in the classes. Let's jump into our next one. So there you have it. The answer is management reserve. Contingency reserves are for known risks, and those are included in the cost baseline. Management reserves are not included in the cost baseline. They are, however, included in the overall budget. That's a different topic. Let's move on to question three. During a sprint planning meeting, the team identifies a risk that a new tool may not integrate well with the existing system. The team decides to proceed but agrees to revisit the risk at the next sprint review. What strategy is being applied? Is it mitigate? Is it accept? Is it transfer? Or is it exploit? I'll give you time to think about it. All right. Well, let's take a look at what the possible best answer is. So think about it. The team decides to proceed, but agrees to revisit the risk. Until they revisit the risk, nothing has been done. You are proceeding, thereby taking the risk. So you have not done any reduction, you have not transferred, and exploit is for positive risks. So the best answer, my friends, here is accept. All you have done is accept the risk, and you've taken no action to reduce it or to transfer it. So the best answer is B. Accepting the risk means acknowledging it, but taking no immediate action. Instead, monitoring it regularly. I hope that makes sense. Let's jump into our next one. Here we go. Question four. An agile project team discovers a high probability risk of system downtime during a deployment. The team develops a response plan to quickly roll back changes if the deployment fails. What type of plan is this? Is it A, contingency plan, B, mitigation plan, C, avoidance plan, D, workaround plan? Hit the pause button if you need more time. It's a rather straightforward one. Let's go straight into the answer. So the answer in this case is contingency plan. It's a plan that is created in advance, whereas a workaround is unplanned. The risk happens and then you're scrambling, and that's a workaround. And that's why the answer is A. Let's have one more question for the day. A project manager in a hybrid project realizes that a risk needs immediate senior management intervention due to its organizational impact. Which strategy is appropriate? For those of you who have encountered these questions, this should be a breeze. So let's go ahead and check the answer. Okay. The best answer in this case, my friends, would not be mitigate. That would be a reduction. In this case, you are escalating the risk, and therefore the best answer here would be B, escalate. Okay? Escalation is appropriate for risk that requires senior management attention. I hope this quiz gave you a little wake up in the risk area. We'll continue the journey when we meet next. For more difficult questions, check the channel for the tough risk questions. There's a couple of quizzes which will give you a good run for your time if you're looking for something pretty difficult. Okay, take care and talk to you soon.